Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I am here with another pregnancy update. I'm currently 33 weeks pregnant with baby girl number 2 and I'm feeling very, very lucky. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kirsty. I'm 26. I live in Adelaide with my little family. I have a 17-month-old little girl Harper, as well as my lovely husband Hayden, who is the best, and our 3-year-old Australian Kelpie dog Ziggy. Now, I would highly recommend going back and watching my other pregnancy related videos, only because that will give you a bit of background on this video, because I am now, as I said, 33 weeks and I have been doing updates throughout this pregnancy. From finding out I was pregnant, I did a first trimester live updates video, I updated as I went along, and then I've also done another couple of pregnancy updates throughout this pregnancy as well. So I would highly recommend listening or watching them first, just as they'll give you a little bit more insight on how my pregnancy has been so far. However, I am feeling very lucky this time. Now I'm going to start with how I am mentally, then I'm going to go into how I feel physically, and then I'm going to answer some questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. Please bear in mind, I am very puffed out all the time, so apologies if I sound a little bit puffed, because I am all the time. So mentally, I am feeling so good. I think this stage in my pregnancy with Harper, I was honestly just so over it. Just as a reminder, I do refer to my pregnancy with her a lot because they have been so different that I compare a lot just with how different these two pregnancies have been. So yeah, I think at this stage with Harper, I was so over it. I pretty much was miserable that whole pregnancy, if I'm completely honest. I would probably say now, when I look back, that I had antenatal depression with Harper, and yeah, I just struggled a lot. So to be in a position where I feel so strong and so happy mentally is incredible. I feel so happy and grateful and lucky this time around, and I just can't believe how different the two experiences have been. I definitely cry over nothing. My poor husband, sometimes I just get really upset, or I'm just a lot more, I don't have the patience or the emotional resilience that I usually would, and so things that generally would annoy me or upset me, instead of just being able to let it go, I have to tell him it's upset me. So there's been a couple of little things that he's done, not on purpose, not any different to how he always is as a person, but I've really been you upset me. I am definitely just very emotional. But mainly, I actually just happy cry a lot. Looking at Harper, I just cry over how lucky I am. Come on then, up. Say hello. Say hi, my name's Ziggy, and I'm a good boy. Would you like to drop? Yeah? Okay, you here to hang? So, yeah. Mentally, feeling incredible. I am getting to the stage where I'm quite, not over being pregnant, but I'm pretty excited to just be in the newborn stage now, but at the same time I'm not excited. No, I am excited. I'm just a bit nervous as well, obviously. There's a lot that's going to happen, and I'm nervous about how Harper will be, and I'm a little bit nervous for labour, I'm not going to lie. Excited for labour, to be honest, but a little bit nervous, which, if you want to hear my labour story, I did film my birth story from my pregnancy and birth with Harper, so feel free to give that a watch as well. Physically, I feel exhausted. I feel puffed out all the time. I'm very tired. I have to nap sometimes, and I'm ready for bed by 7:30. Anything, don't invite me out after 6 p.m. because by 7 I'm done. And then by the time we get Harper to bed, I'm pooped, and Hayden's in oh, do you want to hang out? And I'm no, I'm too tired. So my poor husband, bless his soul, has just not lost me, but I'm a bit just exhausted. And I'm 33 weeks, I'm in my last trimester. I forgot how tired I was last time at this stage, because I could lie down a lot more. I could wake up just before needing to leave for work and literally do my makeup and head out the door, and I could lay on the couch when I got home from work, whereas now I'm running after a toddler, so I don't have the same rest time as I did the first time around. And so I definitely feel that has made a massive difference. I'm just exhausted. And sometimes I feel really guilty when I'm spending time with Harper that I need to lay down whilst playing with her, because I can't just chase her around and run after her and stuff. And I also just generally feel carrying her is quite painful, and she's just quite heavy now, and she's a tiny girl. We make small babies, and Harper is teeny, but She feels very heavy at the moment. I don't never know if I need her like on my hip or on the top of my belly. Like, it's really uncomfortable to carry her. And so my days where it's just the two of us, I love, because they're so special and I can give her my undivided attention for hours on end. But at the same time, it like literally kills me. She's napping right now and I'm like, I could fall asleep. But I'm not going to, because I have so much housework to do, which is something that I have not been very good at keeping up with because I'm just exhausted. Other than exhaustion, I do have some pelvic pain, and I have decided I will not be going on like long WALKs anymore. I don't want to say the word because someone here will get excited and for the wrong reason. So I can't really do more than 2K without feeling like agonizing pain in my pelvis and in my back and just like in my groin. I definitely have like a little bit of SPD, but yeah, it's just like painful to walk for too long now. I've decided I won't be doing that anymore, and to give him his exercise still, we will just go to the oval and I'll throw a BALL for him instead and use the frisbee. It's a bit of a bummer because we're coming into summer and I really like spending like an hour out for a WALK and I really enjoy it, and it's like a form of self-care for me. So not being able to do that without being in pain is a bit of a bummer, but I am still going to the gym a few times a week, a mix of Pilates and then like strength and conditioning classes. So I'm super, super proud that I have been able to keep up exercising this pregnancy. I couldn't do any with Harper at all because I was vomiting my entire pregnancy with her pretty much and just felt like crap. And because by the time I felt like well enough to do exercise, I was sort of too far into my pregnancy to like start exercising again. I didn't want to do any damage or anything. I've been doing it consistently. So yeah, I just didn't really do anything physical with her. So I feel very, very grateful that I'm still able to go to the gym and work out and get exercise in, and I'm hoping that that will help with my birth as well. Fingers crossed anyway. I get a lot of heartburn is another symptom that I'm having. Pretty much that's it as far as like how I feel physically. I just feel very heavy. Like my belly just feels huge. I just feel like I'm carrying a lot, which I am. I'm carrying like a full human in here. So that's sort of how I feel physically. Just tired, sore in like my pelvis and my lower back, my groin and stuff. There's just like a lot of pressure down there. She is now head down, which is incredible because I think I would have mentioned in my last update maybe that she was still breech at 28 weeks. So I was a bit panicked. Because there's a very high chance that she's going to be a hip dysplasia baby because Harper was. Harper was born with hip dysplasia, Hayden had it and his dad had it, so it's like in the genetics, and there's a very high chance that this baby will be too, and the longer they are breech, the higher chance that they will have hip dysplasia. It's one of the like criteria. So the criteria, I don't know what the things that give babies a high chance of having hip dysplasia is like family history, girls, firstborns, and if they're breech for an extended period of time in the womb. So Harper was all of them, so we're not surprised. She was breech, I don't know when she turned actually, but she was breech for a little while, and then this little girl, yeah, has all of them except being the first baby. So I'm glad that she has now turned and is head down. Hopefully in my next appointment she will be a little bit engaged. We'll see what happens. I have another scan week of Christmas, so like next week I have another scan, but I don't have my appointment for another 3 weeks after that. I think the first week of January is my next appointment, so that'll be my next update. But yeah, other than that, I just get a lot of heartburn. I get puffed out quickly, and it's really hard to sleep. I'm struggling now with, and like, I'm just uncomfortable. Okay, get down. You're being a bit annoying now. Have a kiss? Okay. I'm just now constantly uncomfortable. Like, sitting here, I'm like, I need to do this. I need to move this way. Like, there's just no way, really, no matter where I'm sitting or standing or lying down, I'm just constantly uncomfortable and in, like, not pain per se, but just, like right now my back hurts, you know? Yeah, I think that's everything I'm feeling physically. Now, I asked you on Instagram if you had any questions for how I'm going this pregnancy, and I got a few questions that I want to answer. What kind of care are you doing? Shared midwife, doc, OB, and technically I'm doing shared care, but also I wouldn't say I'm doing shared care. I'm basically just doing hospital because I've never gone back to my GP after the 12 weeks. So I saw my GP up until 12 weeks, and then since then I've been going through midwives. Now, I always get my appointments, and anyone who lives in Adelaide, I highly recommend doing it this way. I get all of my appointments down at Noarlunga Hospital. We're a little bit closer, but also the wait times are better, the midwives are beautiful, there's no paying for parking there, and it's just so much easier to maneuver. Like when you park, you're only like a few meters from the door, as opposed to going to Flinders and having to like park in the big thing and walk down. Like it's a bit of a hassle to get to the midwife appointments, I find, at Flinders. So highly recommend. So yeah, I had my first 12 weeks with my GP, who, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like my GP. I really need to find like a good quality GP, but I just haven't at this stage. But she was okay. She didn't really do that much. Booked in my appointments, like booked in my scans, and gave me my like referral number to then call the hospital. And then since then I have gone to Noarlunga and had my midwife appointments. My first appointment was with a doctor just because my birth from Harper was classified as traumatic. So I had a doctor, like an obstetrician, for my first appointment, and I've been with midwives ever since because my pregnancy is not high risk. But my birth will be semi-high risk, I think, because I had a really bad hemorrhage after Harper's birth. So we do have to do a few things to just monitor that. I have to get like an injection, and they want to monitor me like early on in labour and stuff. And I also have a student midwife who I love already. We've only met her once because both my pregnancies I've like had a student midwife and that hasn't worked out, and then I've had a second student midwife and that's been good. So yeah, but our new girl, she seems so lovely. I had a really good chat with her last week at my appointment, and yeah, I'm really, really excited to have her. I loved having a student midwife, so I highly, highly recommend if you are going to the public system. Everything we've done is public, so we haven't had to pay a cent for anything. And if I was high risk, they would then give me an obstetrician, and I would get OB care with being public anyway. So I don't know, to me the public system in Australia is just incredible, and we're so, so lucky. And yeah, having a student midwife is just like having a private midwife, I feel, because I can just message her if anything's going on. Obviously she is still studying, so doesn't know the answer to everything, but it's a really good way for her to learn as well, because I'll be asking her questions and she'll then go to like her tutor or into her books and just like research things, and it'll help her learn more about her career choice as well. So I've loved having a student midwife both times so far. I think it's a really good asset. She will then be with me for the rest of my appointments and my labour and postpartum, and it's just really nice to have that ongoing continuity of care, especially if you are not going with private midwives or a private obstetrician, or get into the MGP, because the MGP is the only option we have consistent midwife care throughout your whole pregnancy. So having a student midwife is just the second best thing, I feel, in that aspect. And yeah, highly recommend. And you are helping someone like take a step forward to their career. The next question I got, your hospital bag must-haves for you and baby. I think I will make a whole video on me packing my bag and her bag. I'm hopefully gonna get like a little carry-on suitcase this time, because I definitely didn't pack enough like clothes for myself with Harper, and I really regretted that because I just felt gross the whole time I was in there. And it's a long few days sometimes, and I just felt like my waters broke in my good leggings on the way in, so that was them trash straight away. So yeah, I think I'll make a whole video on my hospital bag, like packing my bag and baby's bag. To be completely honest though, babies barely need anything. The hospital, at Flinders at least, supplied the nappies, so we just used nappies from them, and she was just swaddled up most of the time. And it all depends on if you're going in summer and winter and blah blah blah, but we definitely don't need as much for her this time as we packed for Harper. So yeah, I'll go through all of that probably in the next month or so, because I want to have my bag packed reasonably early, and then I'll do a whole video on that. I then had Hayden have parental leave from work when baby number 2 is born, and yes, he will take off. He gets 2 weeks from the government, which is average, but you know, still good. Better than some countries that I know get nothing. So he'll get 2 weeks paid on minimum wage from the government of South Australia as paid paternity leave, and then he will also take annual leave from his job as well. So we're hoping he will be off for 5 weeks is the aim. Fingers crossed. He had 4 weeks off with Harper, and we could have done with a little bit longer. So, and it's summer when, this baby is due. My granny's going to be over from Scotland. My mum's going to have time off. So we just figured we'd take advantage as much as we could, and he would just use up like all of his annual leave basically to be with me and the girls. The next question, which kind of I was going to accidentally run into, was will Harper still be in childcare when baby number 2 is born? And yes, she will. We'll definitely be keeping Harper in childcare, A, for her routine, B, for her development and her social skills. She loves it. Like, she has so much fun at childcare. We are so lucky to be in a position where childcare drop-offs are great. She has heaps of fun. She sleeps okay. She gets absolutely exhausted, and she's just so happy at childcare. She loves all the educators. I think she has some really cute friends there. So yes, we will definitely keep her in. It also then gives us a break because 2 under 2 is going to be a lot. There's only going to be about 19 months difference between the girls, and there is no way I would want them both home all the time. I want to be able to give this new baby some one-on-one attention. I'm also going to be having sleepless nights again, so I want to be able to sleep in sometimes, like drop Harper at childcare and then like rest, because running after a toddler is a lot, and I just want to make sure that I'm giving both the girls as much as me as I can. So my 2 days in the week with just Harper and the new baby will be a lot, but I want to make sure I can then put my energy into Harper as well. So yeah, lots of reasons why we definitely will be keeping Harper in childcare 3 days a week. A lot of it for her benefit, but also so that I don't go crazy. My hat goes off to anyone who is looking after 2 kids full-time. You are incredible. Harper's wild, and she's so much fun, and she's the best, but having her and a newborn like all day, every day would be a lot. But I just feel like she loves childcare. We love childcare. She learns a lot. She gets so much attention at childcare that I would feel guilty for not keeping her in. And the last question is, are you scared for labor? And yes and no, because my labor with Harper was kind of terrible. However, I'm going in with a very positive mindset still. I feel like A, my pregnancy has been a lot better, so maybe labor will be 2. B, from what the statistics show, second labors 9 times out of 10 are a lot quicker. So I'm like, fingers crossed that this one is quicker than the last one, because it was very long. I'm hoping that it'll be a little quicker. I also feel like I've done it once and I had not a very good experience. I can do it again, and if it's not a very good experience again, it'll then be over, and I probably won't go through labor again, because I don't think we'll have a third at this point, at least. Obviously, never say never. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're quite confident we probably won't have a third. So once it's over, I'm going to have my beautiful baby daughter there, and she's going to be incredible, and I'm going to just love her so much. So I feel like no matter what, like it's not going to last forever. I felt the same in my pregnancy with Harper. Even though I was having the worst time all day, every day, I was like, this is not forever. It's temporary. And at the end, you get the best gift in the whole world. So, like, I'm semi-nervous just for, like, going through it all again. And I have a feeling that maybe when I start getting the contractions again, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember now. Because you kind of forget how bad it is. I know that it was traumatic, and I know that it was, like, horrible, but I can't remember what it actually felt like, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, to be honest. I'm trying to go in with a very positive mindset of, A, it can't be worse than last time, and B, I get the best gift of all out of it. So if it's worse, it's worse, and it'll be over, and then she'll be here. How lucky am I? So yeah, I don't know. I'm going in as positive as I can in hopes for a positive experience. I also am a lot fitter and healthier this time, so I'm hoping that helps. I feel like maybe it's helped with my pregnancy, I believe, so far, so hopefully it will help a lot through labor as well. If it's quicker, that'll just be amazing. And hopefully if she's not posterior, that should help a lot. Hopefully the pushing is quicker, because I did push for an hour and 20 minutes with Harper, and I was literally so more exhausted than I've ever been in my life by the time I gave birth to her. But I was out of it, and I couldn't even enjoy the moment of her being here. And so I'm hoping that I'll be like a little bit more present when this baby is actually born, but we shall see. But I am now severely puffed out. This dog is driving me up the wall because he won't let me stop patting him. I have so much housework to do before this little girl wakes from her nap, so I should probably stop rambling now. But thank you so much for listening. If you managed to get all the way through this, you're the real MVP, because I've talked for a long time. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you are not already. It helps me out so much more than you realize. And I'll see you in my next video, which will be very soon. Bye.